What's going on? What's crack-a-lack-a-lack-and happy Thirsty Thursday. If you got your beverages, you got your whatever. I don't know what Dev has.
Smoke weed every day.
Whatever that might be. He has his clove cigarettes, I guess is what you want to call it.
Yep.
But welcome
American
to another
cigarettes.
episode of Command This Podcast. We are on command this time, as always. But we are here nonetheless, and it's my fault.
We only start on time.
Yeah. See, I made this too. Washington football. My little pop socket I made like 4 years ago. Oh man, good.
I saw the shot glass in the room.
Yeah, good times. Yes, Neo Nero, the countdown. It goes hard. Go hard. That's right. Harder than Chinese algebra. That's tough, man. That's pretty. Sorry, that's pretty hard. Melon Smasher. Nobody swims more laps than me. I don't get the reference. I wish I did.
I don't either. I can't even swim.
But I like it.
Good for you.
I appreciate it. I bomb atomically. Like Socrates' philosophy and hypotheses. You got to put it on a shirt. That's what you got to do.
I'm not going to continue the whole verse right now. But
oh man, good. What's up, fellas? It's Thursday. It's end of the week here. No guest tonight. We are solo. But if you're watching this on YouTube, please make sure you like and subscribe. We'd appreciate you. Gonna talk today.
This is that calm before the storm period, right? Draft. Yeah, they're doing rookie mini camp and things like that. June 1st is looming.
It's coming. It's coming.
It's coming.
Sure
It's coming. It's coming. Yeah,
And-
it's going to be. I think it's going to be wild around here after June 1st because there are certain positions that still need to be filled. Edge rusher, and some guys are getting cut. I'd love to see what happens in some of these other places.
Who do you think a surprise cut's going to be?
Surprise cut? I don't know. If
who do you think is going to get cut? Are you talking about cutters and we can pick up?
Yes.
Yeah. Who you think that's going to be?
I keep coming back to this Darius Smith or Jadeveon Clowney.
Surprise cut from Washington.
I think he's already been. That's what I thought he meant, but I think he means surprise cut from another team that can be added to Washington.
Yeah, it's from the June 1st cuts.
I know Clowney had already been cut, though.
I don't know if
right?
he was
Clowney's
surprised so much, but those are the two I'm looking at. I don't think either one of them have been signed.
I thought Clowney was already a free agent. I thought he already got cut or was told he's getting cut.
No, because I keep hearing that Clowney's going to get cut June 1st. I'll double check that. But I'm pretty sure because I was reading something the other day about everybody was saying he'd be a good fit here.
Absolutely would be.
Yeah.
Solid player. It's like Chase Young, though. So.
That one famous hit at
in college,
South Carolina, boom.
No, he was a monster every game in South Carolina.
That hit skyrocketed him up.
I would not. Oh shit! I would not regret that draft pick if I were them. Just like I don't regret the Chase Young one. I mean, it was the right pick at the time. It didn't work out, but that's the pick you try on.
Yeah.
Yes. By the way, the Panthers will be cutting Clowney June 1st.
Okay.
Post June.
I heard that they had already told him he's cut. Like this was something that, like, it's not a surprise. So you know what I'm saying? Like this was kind of always the thing. I heard it was like a maybe Chicago for him. Like somebody had already said something that he already kind of.
They haven't announced anything now, so. We don't know.
Interwebs.
Until someone is announced as signed, they're not signed.
I feel that.
You can always jump in and be like, hold on.
Just another minute, fellas. I'm going to start sharing this in some of some
While
of
you
the
do that, let's talk about
groups
some of
here.
the comments here. Marcus Eland says, "What's up, fellas? What's up, Marcus? Hardest working man on Facebook."
Yes, he is.
Deluxe says no holdout, but it could be a hold and a deal will be reached. I guess you're talking about Terry. We'll get to that. We're going to discuss that in depth tonight. Deluxe also says very few get cut anymore on June 1st since teams can designate June 1st cuts early. That allows players to sign earlier.
I think Jair Alexander might be one.
There's a good number of players who haven't been signed though, or at least there's been no announcement of a impending signing. So, I actually just read an article that was from 9 hours ago, by the way, that said here's 3 teams that Jadeveon Clowney should look at signing with. So, obviously, the rumor mill isn't strong enough for me to believe. Oh, he's signed somewhere, or he's already made up his mind. Marcus Eland says Matthew Judon is a free agent. I wish we would sign.
Yeah.
So
another
Judon has some connection to this area. If you guys know Arabia on Twitter and social media, she's very popular. She does the all 32. No, Arabia, MX Arabia. She's a local girl. She's actually used to be together with Matthew Judon. They have a child and everything. So he has ties to this area. He's in this area all the time. So for him to come here because his son lives here, would be cool. He's for the price. He'd be good pass rusher too.
Yeah, I will say this: Judon and Clowney have very similar stats last year. Judon had 41 tackles, 41 total tackles, 25 solo, 5.5 sacks, an interception return for a touchdown. Whereas Clowney had 46 total tackles, 24 solo, 5.5 sacks as well. Both men, by the way, have 1 interception in their career for 27 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah.
So, and both are on the other side of 30. So I would say that either one would be a good pick, or if you want to look at Zadarius Smith. Zadarius Smith's going to be out there. So there's 3 potential edge rushers you could look at, and you only need 1.
Von Miller is another one that keeps popping up.
I don't know why, but
I would love Von Miller, dog. Like it works out perfectly.
One year contract though.
But there's something in my gut that's like,
man,
I don't know if it's just like intuition that Von Miller is going to get like hurt this year or something.
This is why I think this is how it works out. Fall off. I think it works out because I don't think you need Von Miller to play every down. I think got enough. They got enough to where on base defenses and first and second downs or short distance downs, they can go bigger. They can go other formations. And on third or a passing defense, you can let him rip. I think he still has that, man. I think he will be an upgrade on pass rush. Honestly.
All of them.
It'd be an upgrade on the edge defense compared to what we had. We were like horrible on the edge defense against the run. So he will be an upgrade at that too, honestly. But for a fact, I think he will be right now, man. I think that's the worst part of our team is the edge rush. On paper. I haven't yet, I'm trying not to trauma farm, the Commanders by, relying on how old administrations or old people ran things. But it's hard not to fall back on what because it feels like they're making a mistake. But for all we know, what's the guy we drafted last year that got hurt? The French name, something.
Jean Baptiste?
Yeah, him. Maybe he's that good. Maybe he's at least 10 or 11 sacks. Maybe he just replaces Fowler.
There's a lot of people.
Maybe he's as good. Maybe he's as good as Fowler, right? Then it looks different, bro. You know what I'm saying? But I doubt he is. Or he would have been able to doing it last year. He got hurt, right? Though, am I tripping? Didn't he get hurt or some shit?
He was hurt throughout the year.
Yeah, he was also a 7th round pick.
So maybe that's it, man. They haven't fucked up yet, man. I'm willing to give these guys the benefit of the doubt that they drafted okay. Jury's still out though, man. I got to see the edge rush coming out. I like to at least have a known commodity out there on week 1. I like to at least.
So Deluxe says that Arabia has really good content.
She does. Really good content.
Deluxe also points out that Von Miller, and this is where my brain just kind of pauses. It's all about health.
Yeah.
What he's got left in the tank is the
But like
question.
Dev said, he doesn't got to play.
Yeah, he plays third downs or passing downs. I'm
See
cool
ball,
with it,
get
bro.
ball. See ball, get ball. That's all.
I'd rather get Clowney because I think he's still young enough to actually make a difference on every down.
Like I said, and not all of my hesitation on Von Miller is rooted in any kind of logic. It's intuition that when players get older, there's a year. It really, especially in positions like edge rusher, where it's like a big fall off, right? Like just nothing happens, and all of a sudden they've lost like a good percentage of their ability.
Yeah,
and I feel like we're a lot closer to that with Von Miller. So if you're going to spend the money and go a little younger with somebody to give you a little more than a Clowney or a Darius Smith or a Matthew Judon, somebody like that.
Fuck all that. Go trade for Hendrickson. We're fucking around. Just trade for Hendrickson. Get it over with.
Dude, we have 5 picks next year. You got to give them a player, and maybe a pick swap. That's it.
Man, I'll give them whatever pick they want next year, and give me Hendrickson, bro. Quit playing around. He don't want to play for them. He's not going to show up. He's going to be a distraction. Just take these second or the first round pick, whatever you want, which we hopefully isn't going to be high anyways. Just give him the pick. Get this guy in here, dog. We got what close to 30 million, 20 something million, mid 20s.
Fucking picks for next
year. We could
get
him. We can bonus him up and get him this year, dog. Let's get him, and then go for it. If you're gonna make an ass yourself, be a complete ass, not a half ass. Don't do anything half.
Do it all the way.
Complete ass, bro. Show your complete ass.
Be a whole asshole.
Be a whole asshole.
Go for all of it, right?
Yeah, baby back bitch. Go all the way out, dog.
Baby back bitch.
I reserve that for people like Mark Andrews.
Damn. I would take Mark Andrews.
How was that game-winning catch there, Mark?
Hey, Marcus, go New York, go New York, go.
Yeah, y'all get that sad trombone too. Pacers, man, took it to you.
Is it Knicks in 7 now?
We're winning now. We winning right now, though.
It's the ultimate move the goalpost.
Keep moving. We're winning right now. Look, now we're gonna win.
It was Knicks in 6. Now it's Knicks in 7.
We're gonna win this. We're gonna win today, bro. But if we win the next game, the NBA is rigged. I'm go ahead and say, if we win, I think we'll win tonight. But if we win tomorrow, if we win the next game, though, and it goes 7, y'all better hope. Y'all better hope we don't win a game 7, bro. Y'all better hope. Y'all better hope New York don't win a game 7. I will be intolerable, bro. And we go to the finals.
Don't bother me.
Intolerable. If that's a word. Is it intolerable? I don't know.
Steve ain't mad. He's not going to be here next week. I'm the one who's got to put up with your ass.
Yeah. For shout. Marcus has a comment. Oh, I can't pull it up because it's
Judon's criticizing the Falcons defensive coordinator.
I gotcha.
All
right, guys. Well, listen. Terry's contract. That's why we're here. We're here to talk about Terry's contract.
Talk some money.
Talk some money. We talked with Lake Lewis last week about Terry, and he flat out said, you gotta pay the guy. Pay the guy. He's earned it. He's put his dues in. He's earned every penny of it. A lot of talk about what he should make. It's clear. I think we all want him to be paid and want him to stay. He's entering the last year of his deal. So let's take a real quick look at what he's currently making now, and then what compared to what the receivers are out on the market are making around him, and then we'll see where that fleshes out in this system. So Terry, we want you back, man. We want you back.
Of course we want Terry back.
So he signed this deal in 2022. If you remember, I think we called that episode "Back Up the Brinks Truck."
Yep.
When he got paid, he's on the last year of his deal. So he's 30. He's 30 years old. His birth in September 15th. He will be 30. Okay, he's 29 right now. So September, when the season starts, he'll be 30. His deal he was on 3 years, $68 million. AAV 22.7. So 22.8. I technically $28 million sign bonus, 34.6. Only 53 guaranteed. That was his deal. 3 years, 53 million. AAV 20, basically 23. You can see what he's going to make this year. His cap hit is 25.5. Okay, we ain't going to cut him, but it'll be 14 million dead hit. So not a bad contract. I think that was very, especially for the time. I think that put him as what?
Like
top.
It was top like 6, right?
Yeah,
Top
something
8.
like that. It was pretty close. It was pretty darn close up there.
We ended up feeling like that. It actually kind of was right where he was ranked with wide receivers in all of football.
Yeah, he was right where he needed to be, I think. You can see the bonuses he got, 34.6 at signing, 2 million roster bonus and 23, 12.5 guaranteed 2024. This year he got he'll get 2.8 on the 5th league day, so he should have already gotten that because the league year's already started. Pro Bowl escalator, 250K. He got that as well. And 2026 automatically void. So that's why he wants a new contract. Rookie deal, nothing to talk about. But let's look at where does the rest of the league sit with regards to Terry. And I just did this by average AAV. There's a lot of details mixed in here, but just simply putting it on average adjusted value. This is what we're going to talk about. Jamar Chase, 40.2. No brainer. Justin Jefferson, Jettis, 35 million. Arguably, I mean, the 2 best receivers in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
CeeDee Lamb, 34 million. I don't know if he's the 3rd best wide receiver in the NFL. He's top 5, top 6, arguably. DK is not the 4th best receiver in the NFL. He's getting 33 million.
Hell, up until the trade recently, he wasn't even the 1st best receiver on his team.
Right.
AJ
Brown, 32. I think he's top 5. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 30 million, top 6. I'm not gonna argue with that. Brandon Ayuk, overpaid in my opinion. And then
he had a big year.
Cheetah at 30, tied with Brandon Ayuk for the 7th. And then T. Higgins, the number 2 receiver, 28.7 million. So you have 2 receivers getting paid in the top 10 in the league. And then Jalen Waddle out of Miami. Same thing. 2 receivers, Tyreek Hill and Jayden Waddle, 28.2. That's crazy for Miami. It's crazy for the Bengals, who still won't pay Trey Hendrickson. So that's where we are, man. Given that, you see Devontae Smith, number 2, at 25 million. Nico Collins, 24. Terry McLaurin is bumped down to 16th overall, 22.788. Over the years, what we thought might have been high, just like Kirk's contract. Oh my God, it's so high. But it turns out to be a value, a year and a half later.
Right.
And then Godwin, 22, Devontae Adams, 22. Let's just round out top 20. Diggs, 21.1. Mike Evans, 20.5. Deebo, 1 year, 17.5. That being said, where y'all thinking Terry's deal should lie? Especially y'all in the chat watching. Where do you think Terry's deal should lie along the spectrum with the rest of these receivers? Before you say that, remember, he had his career year last year. Remember that. He finally has a quarterback who can treat him right. He's the one. Get him all the balls he needs to be successful.
Balls.
Oh, I got to say balls.
Balls.
One more. Balls. Give me some balls. So Terry had a career year last year, 117 targets, 82 catches, 1,096 yards, 13.4 average, 13 touchdowns. So not his highest total yardage, but definitely his highest touchdown in his 6-year career. The only bad part is, man, Terry came in the league so late. He was an older receiver, right? Because he played did he use all his eligibility in college? I believe he did, because he was 24 when he came in the league in 2019. So these guys are staying later, getting older. It's that whole Jalen Hurts they're trying to compare Jalen Hurts to Jayden Daniels, because they're technically the same age almost, but Jalen Hurts did 3 years and bounced. Jayden did 5, maybe 6 if you count redshirt. I don't know.
Jalen would have bounced too. Daniels, if he had to play the Alabama He would have been the number one pick. You know, it's a weird.
Yeah.
The world's weird like that. But I think, you know, McLaurin. This is just a crazy. DK Metcalf aside, right? If you were to pay Terry McLaurin between $30 and $34 million or so, which sounds like it's probably around what it's going to be, he would be the worst $30+ million receiver in the NFL.
Yeah.
You said this shit when he was.
I did. I'm getting to that. I'm getting to that. I said the same thing as Phil was going to tell you when he got paid the 22, the 23, 24. In 2 years, it looks cheap. You know what I'm saying? On top of that, Terry is a guy you're not just playing for production, because let's be honest, he's never going to produce the numbers to quantify you giving him $30-something million, bro. He has never done it, dog. You know, and I think it's right. You're paying for his leadership, the intangibles, being basically the face of your organization when it was shit.
Yeah.
And if any, and I normally don't even agree to pay people for doing some shit they ain't deserving on the field. But if you're going to do that, this is the time to do it. If anyone deserves to be overpaid for some shit and not get paid for what they're probably going to be able to produce, it's Terry. And I hate saying it like that. It sounds like a backdoor diss. And it kind of is, man, because he will definitely be the worst receiver next to DK Metcalf. And that's probably a neck and neck thing, honestly. But he'll be the worst. He'll be the least productive receiver to make $30 million, bro.
Yeah.
80 catches, 6 to 8 touchdowns, barely over 1,000 yards, ain't worth $30 million a year. If we're being honest from anyone, if we just take the smile off the camera and the name off the back of the jersey, you would be pissed paying that much for a receiver, dog. You would be pissed. But I think we got to do it, bro.
1,000-yard merchant. But like you said, intangibles, man. What did
that's the definition
really
of
start putting that label on Terry?
He
is not SGA.
It's a definition of good.
What did Lake say? Lake Lewis Jr., fantastic guest last week, said Terry is someone you can point to and say that's the standard.
Right. And that's worth about $5 million a year. That's worth about $5 million a year, bro.
That's a booster.
Not
less, more.
A rider, as they call that in insurance business.
I actually,
100%.
Let's ask this, guys. What do you think is a good landing spot for a Terry McLaurin contract?
Man, I mean,
I have
it's between 30 and 34, bro.
I have
between
numbers,
30 and 34.
I have numbers in my head.
It's between 30 and 34. And you probably have to guarantee all or most of it.
I've got numbers in my head.
You're going to have to pay him in the A.J. Brown, DK Metcalf category, and C.D. Lamb. He's going to have to go between there.
So I would go.
Easily.
I would go.
If not more.
3 years, $99 million.
3 years, $99 million.
That's $33 million a year.
Again, 2 years, 60.
And you're going 60 to 66 guaranteed.
I give him 2 years, 65. About 50 of it guaranteed.
That's 2/3 of his contract is guaranteed. He is guaranteed $22 million a year with the possibility to earn up to 33.
So what are you doing about Deebo then? Is he a rental at that point?
I think it's too early to say.
You can franchise him.
You don't know.
You can tag him, I guess.
You got 1 year left on his deal.
You got 1 year left.
Deebo has to produce at a level to earn a contract anywhere close to.
You want to put his yards and touchdowns up against Terry's, man. I mean, it might be.
I want to talk about his yards and touchdowns with us.
I'm just, that's what matters. That's what matters. You're right. That's what matters. I feel you.
If he comes here and lights it up, you know what?
What if he has that year where you had like 1,500 yards and 800 rushes? Was that crazy ass year? Yeah, we had 2,000 yards and some shit.
But it's a case of if he comes here and he's good, he's Curtis Samuel levels of good.
What's a good year for production wise for Terry? You think for him to justify getting between 30 $32 to $34 million. That's what it's probably gonna be.
Over 85 catches and over 1,100 yards.
He will be the worst receiver. He'd be the worst receiver in history to make that much money.
This is what he's been working with.
Yeah, he's 80 and 6 to 8 every year, dog. Last year he balled the fuck up with 13 touchdowns, but outside of 13 touchdowns, last year was basically his every year he always has. You know what I'm saying? It seemed like it was a lot more than it was though. Keep it real.
1,200.
Yeah,
over 1,100.
He'll never get over 1,200 yards.
Touchdown. He was close in 2022, man. It was so close with all those scrubs throwing in the ball.
He won't get over it. Matt, with in this offense with Deebo there.
I think if Deebo is what we think Deebo is,
I don't think he gets.
I think he will, because he'll be doing more downfield work.
I feel like they want to run the ball this year too. I don't think he gets 1,200 yards, bro. I don't think that's something he's ever going to do. But
here's the
$30 million, you should though.
Do you notice that he had 82 catches, right, with less targets than at any point after his rookie season?
I'm not knocking it. He's gonna get 80. I told you he's gonna get 80 catches again and around 1,100 yards. That's what he's gonna get.
Marcus says above CeeDee Lamb, give him extra bonus money. Paul Fisher, what's up, Paul? Thanks for checking in, man. Good to see you.
Yeah, he's gonna make. I gotta give him CeeDee Lamb's contract this year, right around there, man.
Lux, 4 years, AAV, $33 million, 68 guaranteed over the length of contract. Let's go back to this right here.
How old is Terry? 30? How old is Terry?
He'll be 30 in September 15th. He's 29. He's 29 right now.
Lux is talking about giving somebody gonna be 34 years old.
Hey, but remember, if you want him to retire in Washington,
look what the Lux did. Look what the Lux did. Next comment. He said he and I are
you can front load it. You can
fourth year, non-guaranteed money.
Non-guaranteed
money. And then if you still like what he's doing, you sign him to 1 or 2 year deals after that. And then eventually he just, taps out.
Yeah, I think there's time for that now. I think it's 2 years.
Yeah, I think what you're seeing is Terry's yards per catch will go up this season. Because I do believe that Deebo is going to take a lot of that underneath stuff away.
That's what Lane's going to do.
Remember, we got Jalen Lane as well. I really think they also, as much as you talking about they want to run the ball, I think they want to go more vertical too.
Yeah.
Remember, we ran a very horizontal passing game, very short passing game.
Well, we got the slant guard now. We got 2 slant guards out there.
Cliff said they haven't even opened up the playbook yet.
And you notice that Jayden got a lot more comfortable throwing that deep ball as the season went on.
Yup.
After the first couple games, all of a sudden we started seeing him go deep.
And hopefully he has more time to go deep. Pause. This year with the addition of these new offensive linemen.
Go deep. Yeah. All the balls deep. Go balls deep, Terry.
Statement about going deep was brought to you by Mary Jane. The makers.
Okay, so Phil says you said 3 years, 33.
Yes.
So
right there with DK. What do you say, Dev?
I'm around the same. The CeeDee Lamb, DK range.
I'd say this. I think Terry's better receiver than DK.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm saying. DK was standing.
That's why I put him. But DK got all the hype.
Production wise, they're probably
marketable receiver. So that means something to the organization as far as a business. DK Metcalf sells more jerseys. That's why he should get a higher that high of a contract. Whereas I think Terry produces on the field, creates a winner, and that sells more jerseys overall. That's why he should be at that range as well.
DK Metcalf's probably as productive too, man. I mean, that's not.
He's inconsistent. Terry's numbers sit right here.
Yeah. He's
whereas DK's like.
If you were to put,
everybody knows the DK because of the fact that when he takes his shirt off, he looks like a Greek god, and he ran down a cornerback from behind. And that was really cool. That was really athletic shit. But realistically, when has DK done anything like Terry's catch against Dallas? We should have won us that game.
I think the nigga went to the Super Bowl, didn't he?
2 of them actually, because he's done it twice.
Yeah.
Since last year. When has DK had those moments? He really
DK's had some highlights, man. That's basically
his highlights are him running down somebody who picked off a pass.
He's got some tough catches, man.
I think I'm not saying DK Metcalf is bad. I just think that DK Metcalf carries a lot more hype than Terry McLaurin for somebody who I don't think has been as consistent.
No, I don't think he's better than Terry. I don't think he's better, but I think production-wise, he's probably gonna be just as productive. I don't know, man. It's a hard decision. I think for business-wise, it would be hard for me to pay a guy who's going to be in his 30s that much money when I know damn well he's not going to do what Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson, or honestly probably even CeeDee Lamb is going to be able to do numbers wise. But I think he means as much to us as those guys do to their team, and that's where you have to just like me and Steve were saying. That's the rider of it all. You gotta pay the premium price for Terry. So if you ask me,
I'm gonna
pay the man.
Pay the man.
Terry McLaurin and DK Metcalf came out in the same draft. Y'all know this, right?
Yeah.
All right. Going to give y'all a very nice apples comparison here.
Apples to apples, not
They're
apples to bananas.
They're probably both just good, bro. Like
you and
really,
Deluxe,
really...
you and Deluxe are in sync. Look at that. Look at that.
That's because great minds think alike.
Oh.
Shit. Now look at that.
97.
Yeah, I'm saying they're both the exact same.
They play the same number of games.
More touchdowns for DK.
DK has more touchdowns. Terry has more catches.
Why do I feel like
yards?
DK Records ran the ball way more than Terry? I feel like in my mind.
No, he hasn't.
Right.
So they're very similar in every regard. All right,
which is crazy because you would expect DK to just be the most dominant. He's just such a physical beast like Megatron, and he has not performed up to that.
It just feels like he's a better player
when he hasn't ever DK really... stats. It's up and down. Terry's 1,000.
Yeah.
DK 900, 1,300, 967, 1,048, 1,114, 992. Yeah. Right, he goes up and down. He actually averages less catches a year than Terry. And a few less yards.
He also has a Pro Bowl receiver playing beside him who was actually the number one receiver.
All right.
That's what you got to look at. Metcalf has been a number two. Metcalf was basically a number two there.
You had good compliments.
Terry had to go and play savior for Taylor Heineke's attempt at masquerading as a professional quarterback.
Yeah. Michael Menchaca, what's going on? Said Lattimore got to get his hamstring right because it's a thing. He's never healthy. He's Joey Bosa of cornerbacks. Yeah, man. He was
never healthy is a stretch.
He was a liability. He was a liability when he did come back after he took that hiatus and came back. He played a good game and then just got torched in that Philly game. Just got torched. Clearly he wasn't right. So we'll see what a whole offseason has. But once again, he's on a 1-year deal, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe 2 years with option years.
Did he not show up today? I guess it's not a holdout; it's voluntary, so there's no holdout.
Yeah. These are all. That's the name of this title, man. OTAs are.
I'm letting y'all know if work told me to come in and it's voluntary, I'm not going to be in. No, I'm not showing up. Exactly. I don't think anyone on this podcast will show up to work tomorrow if it's voluntary.
Yeah.
There better be something I'm volunteering for that I want to.
They're gonna give you a pizza party at my job.
They could cut Marshawn Lattimore this year and only have a $2 million dead cap hit. That's it.
I mean, I once volunteered to work somewhere on Thanksgiving because they were giving us like honey baked ham boxes. For
appreciate you, Michael. Appreciate you, Michael.
I got paid double time. Yeah,
said my name right. Let's
you got a reward, not just the same shit you're gonna get for not showing up.
You know, I got paid double time. I got paid double time and a half too.
Marcus says you also got to take into account Terry and I've never good wide receiver and a good
I mean, there's a lot of a lot of things.
Deluxe said it. He had the moon ball and Russ. He had Russ. He had Terry had the number 3. Who's the number 3 over there? The behind him. They had 3 good receivers. They had
Enigma.
Jackson Smith and Jigba.
No, Enigma.
Enigma was the number 3. Baldwin was the number 1. And
number 1 wasn't Baldwin. 2. It was your boy. You talking Baldwin's like 10, 20 years ago, bro.
Yeah, Doug Baldwin was before DK.
No, then who is it? What's his name?
Love it. We're in Lockett.
Tyler Lockett.
Yeah.
Tyler Lockett. Pop it. There you go. There we go.
Pop lock and drop it.
Yeah, they're basically the same person. So for me, because I feel, see, there you go. Good job, Marcus. Marcus all over. Marcus. I'm with you guys, but like I said, and I'll quote Big Unk, right? You do not have to be the best player to be the highest in your position, to highest paid player in your position. It just
That's
has to
right.
be your turn. And it's
Absolutely
Terry
right.
McLaurin's turn. So I think he's going to get between above, I'm going to say CeeDee Lamb or higher, or DK Metcalf or higher, 33 and a half or 30. I wouldn't be surprised if they go over CeeDee Lamb. This is his last payday. This is his last payday in the NFL.
Mhm.
I wouldn't be mad if it's 34. If it's right, like 34 and 1, right over CD. Because you look at his numbers.
Top 3 for one day.
Exactly. How many how in touchdowns last year? I believe he was number
The franchise record.
Overall, he was up there, number 2. And he is definitely the highest rated in the contested catch. I know that's a non-tangible metric, but contested catches is
I
a
will
thing.
say this. The respect is finally coming because
Boom. Deluxe has it right there.
that drop percentage is actually significant. That's a significant.
Yeah, I think we basically established that DK Metcalf is not better than Terry McLaurin.
Yeah.
Therefore,
but that's who salary wise, that's where you're looking at putting him.
yeah.
So that's why you kind of want to say, well, is it justified? Yes. You see these little reels and stuff come on Instagram, and it's like top 5, blah 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 blah, right? And some guy was doing top 10 best receiving hands in the league. And I'm watching it, and I'm like, oh, who's Justin Jefferson was number 2, and I was like, all right, who's bum ass can we put number 1? Because Terry's nowhere on this list. Guy put Terry McLaurin number 1. Is having the best pure hands in the league, and it's hard to argue that. It is very hard to argue against that. You can make a case for other people being as good. You can't say anyone is clearly better.
Yeah,
Devontae Adams.
He was second in the league last year to Jamar Chase.
Who was?
In touchdowns. Jamar Chase had 17. Terry had 13. He was number 2 in the NFL.
Yeah, that's where the jump went. He became more of a touchdown threat.
Yes.
Hopefully that stays.
And how many of those were home run threats? Like Terry was open.
Good number.
Terry looked different while his numbers imply.
But you know what's crazy? Jamar had 175 targets. Terry had 117. It was a volume thing. Like Burrow just throws to Jamar.
Whereas, also Jay didn't throw the ball as much.
Right.
But I hope we keep it that way. I don't need Jayden throwing the ball. I don't need Jayden Daniels throwing the ball like Eric Bieniemy's his offensive coordinator, okay? I don't need that.
Yeah.
I don't doubt that the kid would do extremely well with that volume of passing, especially now that he's got a year under his belt, but we don't need to do that. All right? That's some air raid offense BS.
We don't need it. All right, so we're all saying pay him top 5 money, regardless.
I'm putting him number 4.
I'm putting him over number 3 if the opportunity arises and they can afford it and make it work.
I mean, well, I guess
but
$1 million more dollars.
I'd be okay with number 4 too. Like I'd say give him over DK money. I'd say 4 years. I mean, he's 30. You're safe to do 4 years. You could do 3 in a void year. You could do 4 in a void 5th year. For a little
I'd rather
more
do 3 just because a receiver I want to see where he's at in 3 years.
Yeah, that's fair. 3 straight up 3.
I mean, I would like to see where he is too in terms of number of receptions.
Yeah,
because he's knocking on some doors.
Knocking on.
2 to 3 years, he could be number 2 behind Art Monk in terms of career catches, and then it's a matter of.
But we don't want to see him leave to go to a team like the Jets, like Art Monk did. Like that was devastating to see Art Monk in a Jet uniform. Oh my gosh, dude, devastating. I mean, Jerry Rice did it. He's arguably the best receiver to ever play the game.
Jerry Rice had some banger years with the Raiders.
He sure did. And then where did he went to another team too? Didn't he?
We went to the Seahawks.
Seahawks, that's right. That's crazy, man.
He wasn't terrible there either.
Yeah, you want to play
40. He was 40. But you know what? How many wide receivers are productive at 38?
Adam Thielen is the oldest receiver in the NFL, I think, and he's 34.
Yeah.
So they naturally atrophy these days. I think
the nature of the position. You gotta have there's certain twitch speeds and everything else. Like I said, the thing is that Terry is a hell of an athlete.
Yeah, Adam Thielen,
Yeah.
34. The second oldest wide receiver, Keenan Allen. Third oldest, DeAndre Hopkins. Look at this.
What's
This
funny
is
is that
crazy.
Keenan Allen feels like he's 45.
This is crazy. You would think they'd be older. The lifespan of a receiver is not that. Look, 30. These are all 32-year-olds. Look at that, man. I feel like they're all old. I feel like Robert Woods has been in the league for like 20 years. That man's 32. You know who else I felt was old as dirt? And Brandon Cooks. That dude's been on like 50 teams. He's 31. That's crazy. So maybe Terry's window is smaller than we think. Maybe 3 years is.
I give it to 3 and then say, look, Terry, we got to see 3 full seasons. And if all is good, re-signing you again after your 3rd season is priority number 1. Right? But we don't want to do this thing where 2 years and we're negotiating another contract and year 3 of this current extension is the fall off. Because then we're on the hook for a bunch of money we're never going to get back.
Yep. 32 seems to be like the wall. 32 is the wall. Look at these guys. Keenan Allen,
I want
DeAndre
to go to
Hopkins.
wall. Thielen had a good year last year when he wasn't hurt.
Yeah. Thielen had a great year last year when he wasn't hurt.
Keenan Allen at 744.
If you look, he only played 10 games.
Yeah.
Maybe just the batch of receivers have aged out, and this is the next batch that are going to get to 34, 35. I mean, Odell Beckham's done. Devontae will probably keep going if he wants to.
Devontae's hands is the best.
DeAndre still has hands, but he didn't do much. I mean, he had Patrick Mahomes, and
would he go to Baltimore this year?
I don't even know where he is, man.
Because at Baltimore,
he's got 2 teams. I don't even know where he is, to be honest with you. Tyler Lockett's still going. Brandon Cooks, Mike Evans is still going to be. Mike Evans, 31, still have 1,000 yards. That's going to be Terry. Look at that, 1,000 yards.
Right, 11 touchdowns.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to it. But I would tell Terry, like, Terry, we're gonna get you this bag. All right, you're gonna be wealthier than you ever imagined.
Pay the man.
Come talk to us after 2027.
We are all in agreement on another podcast.
We're not doing this shit a year in advance next
time. We're all in agreement on the Commanders podcast to pay the man.
Which is odd because we rarely agree on anything. All 3 of us.
See, Deluxe points this out too, and this is another reason why I went with 3 years, and I didn't verbalize it. Jayden's contract would be coming due when you need to re-sign Terry again after another extension. So
there you go.
That's why we're like, okay, Terry, we got to see what we got to pay Jayden. We need to see what the salary cap is. We're not going to talk extension for you until we figure that out after that season. Or, once we figure that out, then we'll talk his extension. We got to see how he's performing in 3 years. If he has from all reports, Terry McLaurin does have an extremely rigorous offseason conditioning program. For everything I've heard, I don't know if it's Jerry Rice's were legendary. Receivers would go out and try to run with Jerry Rice, do his regimen, and just would damn near kill themselves.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Professional wide receivers. If Terry's got the same similar conditioning program or something good enough that keeps him and look. Dude hasn't dropped off at all yet.
Yeah.
He hit a peak early, and it's just and if he can continue to do that, great.
Epitome of consistency.
Father Time's undefeated, people.
But in 3 years, so Jayden's in his 4th year, 5th year, or 2nd year, 3rd year, 4th year. So they're going to have to extend, or they're going to usually extend the quarterbacks on the 4th year, right? Before they hit that 5th year.
Jay's going to get $70 million a year, bro.
But the Jaguars just started a new trend. They extended Trevor Lawrence, stupid as you want to call it, after his 3rd year. You can do that. So you ride out your last 2 years, but then boom, your next kicks in. So that's also something they could do too.
That would be a bad move. That would be a bad move because by the time that kicks in, his whatever astronomical contract he has in 2 years doesn't look so astronomical.
Right. If you lock it in now, 2 years from now, that's a deal. But
Yeah,
Deluxe,
I wouldn't fault him for that.
He's gonna get $70-something million, bro.
oh, dude, bro, he's gonna get. He could get more.
Yeah, he's
Who
gonna
knows?
get
But
70-something a year.
Deluxe,
He's gonna get
that's a good point about the
$400
Jayden
$500
contract.
million guaranteed contract, bro.
You got to factor that in when you're looking at Terry's contract. Okay, I think we've talked enough about old Terry's deal. Pay the man, pay the man, pay the man. Let's talk about some OTAs. So OTAs are going on. May 28th was the first one. Tomorrow is the next one. And then you got a couple different ones spread out throughout the week next week, which will be plenty of coverage on. But with that being said, we're just going to scroll through some of the put-togethers by Scott Jennings on from Hogs Haven, good group over there, and let's just talk about these as they come up, guys. So you could actually, if you wanted to see this, literally watch just 45 minutes of live footage from the team, some interviews. There's Brian, and old Paulson there. Look, but we're not gonna do that. But these are all available. We're just gonna scroll down. It's just good. See football back. Good to see football back. Jayden, it just spins off his arm, dude. Look at that. It's so pretty. Bam. Yeah, that plenty more videos of that.
I don't appreciate Steve saying his balls are pretty, dog. It's
His balls.
Balls.
His balls are pretty, man. His balls are pretty. Jayden's there. Yep. Everyone's talking about Jayden looks bigger. You guys seen that? Everyone's saying Jayden looks
He doesn't look like a track star.
looks thicker was the terminology that was used. He's been putting on some weight. And there's a couple of interviews we'll talk about it, but he said, there was no requirement for me to put on weight, but I have been working out, is what he said. Jayden just doing some pump fakes. He loves basketball. He brings a basketball out to every game to warm up. But it's good to see the team back in burgundy and gold. Good to see. We'll just keep flowing. And this kind of goes back to what we just said. Terry McLaurin's not at practice. Don't care. It's voluntary. No, don't care at all. Dev said it too. If my company ain't really paying me to be there, why do I need to be there? I get it.
yeah.
Especially when you're a vet like he is.
Yeah, but what if you're what if all 90 guys be like, hey, I'm not going? But some people are trying to make that team, so they're trying to get all the extra points they can get to get those opportunities. But another person who's not there is Laramie Tunsil. Laramie Tunsil, starting left tackle we acquired in the offseason from Houston, is not there either.
That's not a surprise.
Laramie Tunsil never goes to OTAs. Never. I think I think he never went in Houston either.
That's true.
Yes. It's not be a surprise.
I think the problem I have with that is that it looks like if you look at his stats, he had 16
false starts or
false starts, and
false
I think that 12 of them came in the first 4 weeks of the year.
Yeah,
which makes me think that if you're
rusty,
not there,
timing, getting back in the groove of it.
I would think especially if you're not in this offense, you know what I'm saying? As long as
it may behoove him. To be around for these kinds of off-season activities. If nothing else, get used to Jayden's cadence.
Behoove of you.
I just feel that way. But hey, I'm not a professional athlete. It's a pro.
Yeah,
not that Pro Bowlers even fucking matter anymore.
Yeah, Deluxe says
but I'm not mad he hasn't gone. I'm not like, oh God, here we go.
Bing, 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 bing. Tunsil never goes. So, like I said, yeah, you see a lot of people making controversy. Terry's going to be a holdout. Of course, I typed that in a tweet just to spark engagement, not clickbait.
Yeah, engagement farming.
It's engagement. I said, is the Terry holdout coming? And the answer is no. But when a lot of people miss practice, it's because they hold out. And I don't think. Listen, we did this on the Ron Rivera too. OTAs are volunteer. I know they want people who want to be there, and I'm sure they do. But Terry was in phase 1. He was in phase 2. This is phase 3. He hasn't been to he's not in phase 3, but he was in phase 1 and 2. So that's got to show a little bit.
We talking about practice.
Yes, and Allen Iverson Terry has been the most OTAs this season. AP says they'll be getting a deal done. There you go. Commander's social and posting pics of Terry at OTAs for weeks. It's coming, guys. It's coming. There we go.
Yeah, that's what she said.
There,
Yeah, he's not at this particular OTA. He's been at the other one.
Yeah. Marcus says some other fan base is talking about sophomore slump. JD using VR and technology shoes to improve his mind and body. Yeah, there's some weird Eagles fans.
Those shoes drop pretty soon. Those $800, $900 ones.
Those Kobe Vapors.
They're all $800 or $900.
Are you talking about VR? I don't know what shoes that Marcus is talking about.
There's some shoes he has that Jayden Daniels is spokes facing, I guess.
Because he's a Nike rep now.
Yeah, it's a Nike shoe. It's got some kind of technology in it. It's like $800 or $900.
Oh, okay.
I can't think of. I'm gonna have to ask.
I got you. Deluxe says 12 in the first 4 weeks could have been rest focusing on something different. That's true. The rest were focusing on illegal formations. They were focused on a bunch of things, and as time went on, they just kind of let it go. 6 in week 3, I believe. Oof, that's rough. Mitch Tischler said construction inside the main building, so the main headquarters building. So construction is going on at the park. Laramie Tunsil, Marshawn Lattimore. We talked about this. John Keim didn't see them, obviously. I don't know why Marshawn Lattimore's there. We know Laramie Tunsil wasn't going to be there. Hopefully Marshawn Lattimore's healthy. There you go. Here it is. JP Finley. Laramie Tunsil rarely took place in voluntary work in Houston. And I believe Trent Williams didn't do it when he was here either.
He didn't do a lot of it here now.
Right? And people used to get pissed off about that. So Dev got a ring chime going on over there. If you guys are familiar with the bag drill, it's kind of cool what the team does. I'll put the sound off, but they essentially just run these little things, and the coaches get them all hyped up and crazy, and the music is pumping real loud. I know that wasn't a very good rendition of it, but it's still pretty cool. Deebo's present. Deebo's there. Good to see Deebo catching passes. Wearing number 1. There you go. D-line. It's just good to see football, man. Football back in the building. Wasn't a whole lot of takeaways. We're just going through some footage. Michael Gallup and Deebo Samuel. I think Michael Gallup can't body. Can't buy. That'll be fun when we start breaking down the roster later in the season. Who's going to be on the 90-man? Then was it the 70-man? Then the 53? That should be fun. Deebo's been reunited with Adam Peters. So Deebo, if you remember, Deebo came from San Francisco. We knew when he was there with Adam Peters as the assistant GM. We'll fast forward through this. They're linking up. See, good love there. Good to see them cracking jokes, talking to each other. And I'm not mad at this, man. You always want some familiarity in the building. Marcus said the shoes that help you help you from getting ankle and Achilles injuries. Okay, because normally most athletes tape their ankles to avoid that, that flexion from left to right. So that's cool. Thank you, Marcus. Adam Peters and Deebo Samuel's kicking it, boys. Brian Mitchell was in the building. This was pretty cool.
He's working with all the returners.
That was good to see, man. I appreciated that. Everyone loves. I don't think any people don't like Brian Mitchell because they say he's a hater. He's a real dude, is what he is, man. That's what he is.
Occasionally, it's like he pops off the pop off.
Yeah, and this one Phil found earlier. This is him from Instagram working with Jalen Lane, who's projected to be a kick returner.
As Adam Peters called him the best kick returner in the draft.
Yeah, let's go. So good to see B. Mitch there, man. Talking with Austin Eckler, who I hope has rebounded from all the injuries from last year. We sure could use him.
And the man puts in the work.
He does.
He is one of the most fit guys in the NFL, period.
Yep. And B. Mitch was one of the best return men to do it. Should be in the damn NFL. I'm sorry, the NFL Hall of Fame. No question. No question. You put Devin Hester in there, you put Brian Mitchell in there. I don't know if Dev feels that way, but Brian Mitchell should be in the NFL Hall of Fame.
I think Brian Mitchell did more overall, like in contributing in multiple facets of the game than Devin Hester did.
Yeah, see him and Lane. This is their video of him and Lane talking, giving him some technique. I don't know if Brian has any ambitions to get into coaching. I don't think he does. But there's another cool snippet. I don't have it on TikTok, but LeVar Arrington had Steve Spurrier on his podcast the other day, and they were talking about, how shitty it was working under Dan Snyder, and LeVar said, I came back last year, and it was great. It was fantastic. And he goes, you would love it there. With the team they have now, it's totally different. You would be thriving as a coach under the new ownership. So it's a cool little tidbit.
That's something cool. LeVar has definitely had a chip on his shoulder about this franchise.
Oh yeah,
long time.
Can you blame him? It's got to be. Can you blame him for? Most likely the whole Dan Snyder thing, right? I can't blame him. I'm gonna see if I can find that that little segment. It was really cool. You would appreciate it, Phil. LeVar Arrington, Steve Spurrier.
I mean, saying that Steve Spurrier would be thriving with this.
Maybe
team,
he was flattering him.
It's a bit hyperbole.
Yeah.
But then again, the fun and gun probably would operate better in today's NFL than it did in 2002. 2002 was a much more physical game. Like defenses were allowed to do more.
Here you go, Phil. I found it. Steve Spurrier on LeVar Arrington's podcast.
I didn't do a very good job. As we know, the setup when Snyder was there, it's a lot different now. My wife had trouble. She had trouble pulling for the Redskins or even the Commanders.
Yeah.
Said, Gary, it's a whole different setup now. I'm pulling for Jayden Daniels, man. I'm pulling for the Washington team every game they play because I admire the coach there and the setup. And I don't know the owner, but I know it's a good setup there.
I went back for the first time, Coach. It was different. It felt better. You would have thrived with these guys that they have there now. But
isn't that crazy hearing that come out of his mouth? That's insane.
But people ask me, they're like, oh, why didn't Spurrier work in Washington? I said, well, that would have to be a question that would be asked of all of us, right? Like, why didn't any of us work in Washington? Because there were so many other things going on, Coach. So many other things. And then eventually it finally all came out, right? Like it all came out.
Yep. There you go. It all
I really feel like there are so many stories that have not been told.
Oh, I agree.
And one day, I would love to get like a LeVar on. Like, LeVar, spill it. I want to know everything that was going on during your time there.
Tell us.
And then I want to bring in Jason Campbell and ask him the same thing.
And Junior Gillette.
I don't want to talk to Junior Gillette.
I want to talk to Junior Gillette.
You know why I don't want to talk to Junior Gillette? Because Junior Gillette don't return my text messages.
Yeah, Dev was texting me Junior Gillette for a while.
I have Junior Gillette's phone number, by the way, people.
Yeah,
he don't return my text messages anymore.
There we go. Change his
number.
He did
for a minute, and then he stopped.
The Lex says, about time coaching staff took B. Mitchell was offered to help. Marcus said Dan Quinn invited Dale Green to help with the DBs. Yep, that's right. He worked with Mikey last year. Yep, we saw that. Ryan said, I'd like to see Chris Cooley come back and shoot shot. Yes, somehow they have to figure out. What's up, Ryan? First and foremost, thanks.
Cooley is the one.
How do they get Cooley back in the fold? He's the most jaded out of all of them. That dude had a playbook ready to help out the team in any way he possibly could.
He wrote a whole. Here's the Cooley.
And Rivera was like, nah, I'm good.
I think that was a Rivera call. Rivera made Scott Turner the offensive
nothing to do with the previous regime, man. That's what Ron was thinking at the time. I don't want anything that touched Snyder.
Yeah, I don't blame him, but I think he shot himself in the foot because Cooley went and wrote an entire playbook with all new language and verbiage and everything, right? So that other teams are going to have no idea what the hell you're talking about. But he says it's actually very simple to pick up.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, my God, this is great. I want to see this, right?
Yeah.
never came to fruition.
Never. Very sad. Deluxe has been saying for a long time, no coaching staff at work under Voldemort. That's right. He whose name we do not mention. Gibbs was the only one that Voldemort didn't completely undermine. Michaels.
That's because Snyder loved and admired Gibbs and respected him so much that he couldn't help but yes, oh Jedi Master.
Yeah. Michael says the defense is not good. It's not, bro. Like our run defense was so bad last year. It was so booty juice, absolute garbage pail, terribly bad.
Our pass defense was great.
It was great, but
believe it or not, if you look at the numbers, we had a top 5, top 8 pass defense last year.
And it compensates, but it puts us, we were like number 12 or 13th overall, but the run defense was that bad. So teams were like, all right, I'm just going to attack them in the run. The pass defense was good because no one hardly passed on us. And when they did, they got burnt by like Marshawn Lattimore. But for the most part, it was good because teams didn't
clamp down some teams.
Teams did not pass that much on us, though. They ran the shit out of the ball.
No, because we blew out some teams, and they didn't. And you would think that they would get.
But when you look at the pass, when you look at the total, I think pass plays that we had versus other defenses, we're way.
Oh no! I'm not saying that you don't have a point there. What I'm saying is that the disparity. Don't let that fool you. If you go look at the middle of the season, we're blowing teams out by 20, 30 points. See Arizona. See Carolina, see the Browns. You look at those games, right? They should have been passing the whole time.
Yeah.
But between our defense getting off the field quickly and our offense doing its usual long-ass drives that eat up a lot of clock, you know, but why did we have those opportunities? Because the pass defense held up. The other team's down 20. They're throwing.
Yeah.
And, who was it? Deshaun Watson goes out there and throws for 115 yards. Guy from Arizona throws like 140. Those are very pedestrian numbers. Why? And we were blowing these teams out. So absolutely, I will say this: we gotta give the pass defense a little more credit. Now that guys like some of the weak links like the St. Juice is gone. Guys like that, we'll replace them with better talent.
We were second to the least amount of pass attempts in the NFL against us, 496. Just for reference, the highest teams were 637. So that's 140 plus difference. Not crazy, but I'm just throwing that out for
only
reference.
7 interceptions is the problem. I am hoping that a healthy Lattimore
turnovers.
A healthy Lattimore and and Trey Amos and Mikey Sanders still are going to have more than 7 combined just between the 3 of them.
Yeah. Yep. I hope so. These were the just thought I'd throw it out there. Marcus said, I used to talk with the girl who used to go with Fred Davis, said he was a stalker. Fred Davis, man. I think he's got some CTI issues.
Fred Davis got some issues. He had issues when he was playing.
Yep. Every coaching staff besides Gibbs left with tarnished reputation. Thank you, Dan and Bruce. Mike says, I'm worried about lack of talent on defense. So the best defenses have talent at all 3 levels. You have at least one good person on the front 4, one good linebacker, and one good DB or safety, whatever. I don't think we have that yet. We have the Bobby Wagner. We have the Frankie Louvu. So I think those 2 combine for one good one. The front line, Deron Payne was dominant. I don't know if we can say that this year. We'll see. But the DBs are to be determined. Mikey's coming into his own. Lattimore was once good. And then the rest of them, we don't know. We don't know about Will Harris. We don't know about Quan Martin. Like, we don't know about Percy. Like, we don't know how these guys are going to turn out. Trey Amos. My favorite draft pick is Trey Amos. So I hope that he can be that guy.
His favorite draft pick also was Senna, and he's crap. Just to lay it right.
That was last year. That was last year, Dev. Come on.
Who's your favorite pick the year before last?
Hold on. The Sam Howell year?
Yeah. Sam Howell?
No, because he wasn't a rookie there. 2023 draft. Shit. Who do we draft in 2023, man? Now you got me wondering.
Coleman? No,
that was last year. Hold on.
Forbes.
No, yeah, it was Forbes. It was not Forbes.
Yes, it was Forbes, Quan Martin, Stromberg, Braden Daniels, KJ Henry, Chris Rodriguez, Andre Jones. Chris Rodriguez.
Nah,
There you go.
Player.
Because the rest of them, they ain't done shit. Quan's pretty good, but Chris Rodriguez would be the guy. Got some more chat.
I think Quan's my guy. He's really kind of coming to his own.
Yeah, he's getting there.
So
DB room is better. And the DB room, a good DB complements a front four. So they can get coverage sacks now. So they all complement each other, but you need them each to be dominant at their levels to be successful. So let's continue down the line. This is just a good clip of quarterbacks throwing. You always want to see your quarterbacks throw, man. Every time. Jayden got his Viper 6s on. They come in two different colors, by the way. That's how they come from the factory. Marcus, Hartman. I don't see Josh Johnson. Never mind, he's out there, top of the screen.
Look at that super tall dude.
Yep, there he is.
Josh Johnson's like 6'6".
Colson Yankoff getting some work in. Man, it's just good to see those guys throwing. There's Anthony.
I never knew Josh Johnson was 6'6", bro.
Oh yeah, he's a tall dude.
Wow.
Like if you remember when he played for us before under Jay, like it was noticeable. It's like that is a tall guy at quarterback.
Yeah. Here we go.
Marcus Menchaca is panicking.
What? Goldman was bad for the line last year. Kinlaw 320 is not a good defender. Yeah, I'm not so Kinlaw is just a big question mark, dude. I don't know why we got Kinlaw. Especially for what we paid for him.
Lake Lewis, who was on our pod last week,
stop the tush push.
He said that Kinlaw will probably be might be the biggest impact free agent we sign. He thinks Kinlaw is going to break out with us.
And if you come from the Jets, right?
Yes.
And if you need to, like Jeff said, you stop that tush push, stop that run stuffing. Remember, our run defense was so bad; it was horrendous. So if you want guys to stuff the run, a 320-pound guy, that's a good solution. The Luck says tackles will play better with improved against the run. Most big runs were outside. They failed to set the edge. So you need linebackers. We didn't really invest in that. We got Kane Madrano.
Or run stopping defensive ends.
Yeah, one of the two.
Especially because we run a base nickel all the time anyway, a base big nickel.
Yeah.
So, because of that, your linebackers tend to stay a little more inside. So you have to have both aggressive corners and you have to have run stopping defensive ends. Or defensive ends who can at least, set the edge on the run. So that's something I'll be interested to see. And that's why I've looked at the guys they picked up at defensive end so far, and I'm like, all right, run stoppers. We got run stoppers all over the place right now.
Yep.
Any news on Kane Madrano, whatever it was, Madrino, the linebacker?
No news yet. But just remember, when he was in UCLA, who's our linebackers coach?
Ken Norton Jr.
was also at UCLA. So there's a connection there. They're talking. He's a tweener. I believe he's a tweener. Isn't he a tweener? He's a linebacker, but he could also.
He could play as a tweener. I'd like to see him stay at linebacker.
Like a safety linebacker.
Yeah, I got bad memories of Sewell Cravens. So don't. Kaliki Hudson. Yeah. Here's all the receivers. We saw
Hampton turned out okay so far.
He did. Here's Jalen Lane. That Noah Brown. Fall down, Noah Brown. Don't fall down. There we go. That is Noah Brown. He's a big boy, man. Who's number 12? Who's that? Don't know who that is. All right. Don't matter.
Michael Gallup.
Jeremy Reeves and Trey Amos getting back-to-back picks in 7-on-7. Both targets to Gallup. I don't know who threw that. I think it was Jayden.
Oh, who got that bet with me? I told him Gallup would have more yards than Bates.
I don't know. I know you said it, though. We'd have to go back. Trey Amos looking pretty good. Got a pick earlier, almost on another pass from Hartman. Little Jalen Lane love. I think he's going to find a role in his rookie season. The dude is an athlete. Virginia Tech Hokie. Give me that love, man. And I think he's going to be our returner too. So therefore, Luke shouldn't have to do any of that. But then again, if Luke can't return and if Luke isn't getting the ball, you don't need Luke on the team.
You got two of them. So
yeah. 4-3 speed and showed it. There you go. Rick Snyder remarks. Rick's gritty. I didn't know he was back covering the team, but that's pretty cool. Could be a sleeper. There you go. Sleeper. Andrew Wiley, Josh Connolly Jr. getting some love from Wiley. Glock Dookie Award winner times, I don't know, Dev, 10? 10-time award winner.
Got a bust in Canton.
Yeah, he's got a bust in the Glock.
That sounded terrible.
he's got a bust in the Glock Dookie Hall of Fame.
The Glock Dookie Hall of Shame.
He's got a
Hall of shit.
He's got a bust.
The skid. He's on skid row. The skid mark row.
Marcus says, don't forget about Jordan McGee and Dominic Hampton. He's bulked up. That's right. Deluxe says most of the free agents had signed good seasons on bad teams. Yeah. Mike Oles saying Washington needs a lot more on defense is all. Overall talent on par with the Eagles, Giants. Even Dallas has a better defense. Yeah.
I would say we have a better defense than we did last year.
Yeah. Well, remember, we'll see what happens also after June 1st.
I don't think so, man. With no pass rush, I don't think so.
Pass rush is a liability at this moment.
But you know what? Our run defense has gotten better. And if Kinlaw is what Lake Lewis says, you got an interior pass rush too.
Yep. But who's going to rush the passer is the question. We don't know.
Well, the shortest difference between
the
shortest difference between 2 points is a straight line.
It's like my Knicks, man.
Line from defensive tackle than from defensive end.
Yeah.
It's like my Knicks, bro. Like, they put all this money in strategy into beating the Celtics and then forgot the Pacers.
The standard.
You know what I'm saying? It's like we put all this money and energy in the Eagles. You got 16 other fucking games, or 14 other games to play, bro.
Yeah.
15.
It's funny, I feel like the Eagles have taken about a half step back.
They lost some good people.
Where Dallas.
Yeah, but the thing they want to do though,
they have so far to go, and the Cowboys have.
The thing they want to do though is run, and nothing they've done is going to deter them from running the ball. Though they're still going to do that.
I know Deluxe doesn't believe this because Lake said it, but he believes Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, aka Bill, might be starting before the season's over with B-Rob. I know Deluxe believes B-Rob could emerge. Could be the 1-2 punch we need. I think George says that the good 1-2 punch, but time will tell. They picked up Krosky-Merritt for a reason, and they beefed up the offensive line for a reason. I'm sure scheme has a lot to do with it. So we'll see. The B-Rob could be complemented very well before the season's over. So I think we're going to move to a more zone type run game, and that's where Ja'Cory flourished in college. B-Rob
does
we'll
not.
see.
B-Rob's a gap runner.
We shall see.
Watch the first 6-7 games before he gets hurt, and then watch the play calls when he's back in. Totally different play calls.
Yep. Summary from Ben Standing. Jayden looking a little thicker, a little thicky. 3 no-shows. He was talking about Terry, Tunsil, and Lattimore. Brian Mitchell, health returner. Sam Cosby update. Frankie Luvu talks tush push. Yeah, Frankie Luvu's still a little bit pissed off, but I think that's the OTA synopsis, man. Thank you to Scott Jennings from Hogs Haven, man. He was able to provide a really good
Scott
really
Jennings
good
is
rundown.
a hardworking man for sure.
Yeah, love it for sure, man. Preseason schedule. We talked about that last week. You guys have probably already seen it. If you want to recap, I can give it to you very, very quickly. There's games, Commanders preseason 2025. We got first game is away in New England. Second game is at home versus the Bengals at 8:00 Monday Night Football. Third game, 23rd of August. That's a Saturday, noon. Beltway, Battle of the Beltway, I guess they call it. Always a fun time. So should be good. Michael says, I think DQ do have a plan. They might use Lou more as a pass rusher this year. He might be up with 10 sacks. They unleashed Aluvu, but I don't think they fully unleashed him last year. The man was a menace. You remember how many pass deflections Luvu had? The dude was all over.
Oh, bunch. He could play in coverage. He could rush the passer. He could stop the run.
Yeah, my man was everywhere.
You imagine how many yards that defense gives up if Luvu's not there?
Yeah.
It's astronomical.
Yep. And I got a Paul Rudd moment of the week. I'm not even gonna do the intro. It's a little bit funny, not funny enough to do the intro, so I'll still play it. You guys know Xavier Legette, the receiver that was drafted last year. Yeah. Plays for the Cardinals, right? Went to his first hockey game at Carolina. You know, he's super like country, right? He has videos of him walking around, riding around on horses and stuff. But I thought just watching him mic'd up at the Carolina Hurricanes game. I know that the Capitals are not in the playoffs, but it's just hilarious. So this is a good minute and some change of just phenomenal content right here.
Hey, I'm on the glass. Hey, you ain't tell me the hockey ball's go flying over here, man.
Come on over here, Mark. Listen to him talk, man.
What are you folks going crazy, boy? Hey, yeah, they doing that thing. Boy, he got down there clothesline, boy, right in front of me, boy. What's my boy name from OKC with the Braves? Say Alexander. He right now.
I love this, man.
Hell no. This my first time seeing this.
I love his accent, man.
Oh, boy.
He is Southern fried.
He is, man. And I like when hockey gets exposed to different people. Like football players don't go to hockey games.
I ain't knowing it like this. Well, I'm back. Damn.
Yeah. Pretty cool, man.
That is cool.
He's like, I'm coming back. That's
like when we saw all the videos and pictures of Jayden and the guys at
Sam Hartman pounding beers. Yeah.
No, hell no.
The left and right.
No.
Hilarious.
Come on, man. Come on.
He just enjoys life. He does enjoy life, man. All right, we gotta show that more. But he does enjoy life, man. Like I said, lots of footage of him riding horses and stuff. Dev, he sounds like he's from Lebanon, according to Marcus. Is that in Kentucky? I'm guessing that's from Kentucky. Two joint
Tennessee, I know that.
Tennessee, New England and Baltimore Ravens. There you go. Michael says,
it's Lebanon, Kentucky. It's right down. It's like literally jointed to Kentucky or to Campbellsville. It's like where we're from.
Yeah,
where he's from. They do. Everybody talks like it down there.
Okay. Michael agrees with the JCM take 2-1-2 punch. Okay. Deluxe mostly agreed. Need to see something in preseason JCM. And you make a good point. Like, you're right. I was watching the Trap or Dive guys today for a few minutes, and they made a good point. He's a 7th round pick. How many times have a 7th round pick ever been successful in the NFL? That is a good point. But there's also asterisks. You know, he's also was going to be higher round talent, you know, before all this nonsense about eligibility happened last year too. So I'll take the good with the bad, man. But other than that, I think we've culminated, fellas.
I think so.
Unless you guys want to see some man, I have all kinds of stupid videos saved. I don't even know if these are safe for the internet. X is a wild place, man.
So if you want to hit the breaking news sounder for me.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we now have some breaking news.
As sent to me by 3 of my friends in a 15-second span during this podcast, Dr. Squatch soap is coming out with a soap made with bathwater belonging to Sydney Sweeney, who's one of the most beautiful women on earth.
I don't know what Dr. Squatch soap is.
She's one of the most beautiful women on earth. I don't know about the rest of her.
Actually, I use Duke Cannon. I don't use Dr. Squatch, but Dr. Squatch is a bar soap. They're making bar soap, and the water used to make the soap is water that Sydney Sweeney has bathed in.
Yeah.
Now, if you go look at what Sydney Sweeney looks like, you can tell there's going to be a lot of people who are going to be trying to eat soap in the coming months.
So the same thing like Gwyneth Paltrow's vagina candles.
Oh, hey Dev, you know how Phil's always posting footage of him working out on Instagram and stuff? I did find one piece of footage of him that he did not did he fail to share with us? And I don't think this is Phil, but I think this is in his gym. But I'll let you be the judge. Let me know what you think.
That's not my gym. I would do that in my gym just to mess with people.
You do some dick ups, man. Oh no!
Dick
This is one man who does not suffer from erectile dysfunction.
No, he does not. Oh my goodness, dude. They're even counting.
That's crazy.
That's hilarious, man. That's hilarious. Oh, dude. Good stuff. Good stuff, fellas.
Today, the Karate Kid movie came out, by the way. The new
Another
Karate
one?
Kid movie. Yeah, the brand new one.
Yeah, they're doing one
Jackie
with
Chan,
like,
Danielson.
Oh. I'm
They're
probably
tied
drowning underwater.
together.
Yes. Yeah, Mike, you know what? And I'm tired of the Eagles fans. Anytime you try to have an educational discussion with them about this team or the season, the only thing they say is 55-23, go Birds. I'm tired of it too, man. I'm tired of it too, man. 55 points. And it's never going to happen again. I don't believe that it's ever going to happen again. It's never going to happen again. This team will not get embarrassed like that ever again. I firmly believe that. And I think they do too, which is why they wanted to shore up the offensive line. Jayden was under duress that whole game, man. And I imagine the Kinlaw run stuffing front line. We'll see, man. We'll see. Yep. Marcus says, congratulate all of the kid graduates. Yes, lots of congratulations due for everyone. Flags, traditional. Yes. Congratulations to all the recent high school graduates. Shout out.
Yeah.
Armstrong, Payne, Kinlaw, Newton, Wise, Bobby, and Luvu. They might need to run a 5-2 base. Maybe.
They run a 4-2-5 right now.
Yeah. Man. Ryan says, I hope we sweep Philly this year, but they will throw some excuses. Dude, goalpost moving all the time. When we beat them that second game, you know, oh, we had Kenny Pickett. Dude, he still put up like 30 points.
Kenny Pickett put up the same numbers Jalen Hurts would have put up.
Right. I also a lot of talking heads. Like you could have replaced that coach with any coach, and they still would have probably had the same level of success. That was a great constructed team. Shout out to Howie, man, for putting that talent together. But they lost people. Yeah, Jalen Lane going to be a problem. I hope so. We're not talking about Lane Johnson. We're talking about Jalen Lane. All right, guys.
Master of the false start, non-false start.
Lowest Lane.
Master of the kickstart.
Lowest Lane. Night Train Lane.
Night Train Lane.
There you go. Night Train Lane.
Nixon 7.
Nixon 7. All right. Anybody have any good news to share before we close out? Go into the weekend. Like we like to do. You guys got any positivity, man, to end the show? Anybody have anything? Put it in the chat. Marcus already talked about some kids graduating. Good stuff.
This Chinese General Tso's is killing me, dog. It's
Banging.
General Tso's is never.
It's sweet.
Actually, here's the thing.
Can't miss.
Chinese food, whenever it said spicy on the menu, I used to, like, back in the day, I was like, oh, well, I don't know if I want anything, spicy. You think Asian spicy is going to blow your head off. And I tried Gerald So's the first time when I was way younger, and I was like, this isn't spicy.
Not at all. It's sweet.
None
spicy.
of that stuff is spicy.
No.
You got to add stuff to it to make it spicy.
Marcus said, I told the Eagles they had the same defense. We'll see, man. They did lose some people.
You get like a shoyu or something like in a ramen, like a spicy shoyu or something like that.
No,
my God,
those can get hot, but
was it? What is it? It's a certain type of ramen. It's like
there's two. There's Shin ramen, but it's the Bulldog. Bulldog black ramen is.
That's what,
I've had it once, and I will never eat it again.
Yeah,
I didn't care for it either.
It is insanely hot.
It makes you just cough.
Yeah.
But they have different flavors. Like this, they have a mid-range level spice, which is really good. But that Bulldog black, oh, dude, I didn't even finish it, and then I was hurting because it came out, later that night. And it just tears up your insides. Like, what do you? It's terrible.
That's what she said.
Terrible. That's what she said. Ryan says, "What do y'all think about Caleb Williams' comments? Something about him makes me think he's sus." If you haven't seen it, Caleb Williams came out today and did his confronted the comments about what was revealed about him being said. I think he handled it pretty well. He essentially said that, listen, we said things were said. We're not denying things were said, but we were looking at the totality of everything. We didn't have the full picture. Of course, I want to be here. I love being here. I want to be the guy who brings us all together. Chicago hadn't had a 4,000-yard passer. My dad said this. My dad said that. He handled it pretty well. I'll say that. Yeah, it's terrible that it came out the way it did, but I think he handled it. He handled it better than I thought he would, if that makes sense. But I don't know. Bulldog is so hot. Yes, Bulldog is so hot. Try it once though. They also have sauce. They have a black Bulldog just sauce. You can also
get that at Kroger or Walmart, I guess. Yeah. Asian foods.
Yeah, it's so hot. It's so hot on the way out too. Just burns your ass.
I ain't messing with it.
It burns your ass up, dude. It is not worth it.
This by far is the gayest episode of Command This I've ever been a part of. There's a lot of weird gay. I don't know. Niggas don't keep track of that kind of shit. But
yes, I'm having fun. All right, guys, we're gonna sign off. One more comment here. Still have my thoughts about Caleb. The more time goes by, the more it's confirmed. Deluxe, you got to share those thoughts with us one day. All right, guys, we'll be back Monday. I will not be here next week. My wife's out of town, so I'm a single dad, and I'll be handling all my kids' business. So these two jokers,
that's right,
will hold it down.
So I will tell you this: on Monday, we will be doing a watch along of the episode of Commander's Log. I watched the Commanders.
I have not watched
the beginning of season 4.
Oh.
Where they're going to be going, it's going to be basically a recap of the draft, and we'll be stopping, providing commentary and everything else. So
Ryan's funny, dude.
It's all right.
Ryan's funny. Dev, any parting words, man? Knicks in 7.
Orange and blue skies.
Orange and blue skies.
Yeah, Deluxe says just gave me his comments at the tailgate that we had.
Yeah,
right there. He thinks it's a future bust.
I
don't know.
Who's going to be a bust, you think? Oh, the running back?
Caleb Williams.
Oh, Caleb. I don't think he's
I don't think so. I mean, it's a bust. It's not his fault.
I mean, is Trevor Lawrence a bust?
I don't know. He's not generational.
Right. I think at worst case, I think that
I don't think he's a bust.
At worst case, I think Caleb Williams
he's a lower half starter.
Yeah, he's a guy who's not meeting the expectations that were set upon him when he came in the NFL. That's what he is.
But again, who out of that draft class really did?
Nope, nobody. Not the quarterbacks, anyways.
No.
I mean, look at Will Levis. Will Levis is out. He's going to be out.
Zach Wilson? No. Trevor Lawrence? No. Justin Fields? No.
Yeah.
Who else was it? Mac Jones? No.
All on new teams. Every one of them on new teams.
The greatest quarterback draft class since 1983 was supposed to be 2021.
Yeah.
But last year's draft class still remains to be seen, but there's a lot more potential for you to be able to look back at the 2024 draft class quarterbacks and say that was a great class.
Right. Trevor Savage, not a bust. These boy Jimmy G is a bust. Bro, we're talking backup quarterbacks. If you haven't watched it, our Monday episode, we did top 5 backup quarterbacks in the NFL for 2025, and I had Jimmy G at number 3, I think.
Jimmy G is not necessarily a bust. Jimmy G just likes women with a bust.
Hey, he was a backup quarterback, man. He sat behind Tom Brady. He's very handsome too. We got to continue the vibe, right, Dev? He's a handsome quarterback.
Porn stars.
He's handsome. All right, guys, we gonna get out of here. They will see you Monday. I'll be in the comments. Appreciate you watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. Audio for this podcast will be out in about 10 minutes on Spotify and Apple. Check it out. Please share this with someone you know if you like what we're doing. And Super chats are always available too. So, all right, guys, we'll see you on Monday. Thank you for everyone who's showing up. Michael, good to see you for the first time, man. Love kicking it with you. Thank you as a new watcher. So hopefully we'll see you next time again. All right, guys. Peace and hail. Go Pacers.